Ride is brought to you in part by 866 Law Friend. Ride safe, ride smart. Offices in Palm Harbor.
I've been representing accident victims for nearly a decade, and I've always wanted an office where my clients would feel comfortable and welcome. I'm attorney Fran Hosh, and I've also always been a fighter, never backing down to any insurance company or their attorneys when it comes to representing my clients' rights. Let me deal with the insurance company so you don't have to. If you've been injured in an accident, please call me at 866-LAW-FRAN or log on to lawfran.com.
If Instagram is your thing, we're there. We're everywhere. Follow us at #Born to Ride Motorcycle Media, your #1 motorcycle resource.
Don't miss the show everyone is talking about nationwide. Accurate Talent Management, Born to Ride Magazine, and CycleFish.com proudly present the world's only biker comedy hypnotist, Gary Michaels. The most astonishing show you will ever attend.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Mesmerizing, magic, and mayhem. Book Gary soon. Open dates are filling fast. Get ready to have your mind blown. Gary Michaels, the world's only biker comedy hypnotist. To book Gary Michaels at your next event, cruise ship, bike night, bike rally, corporate event, or any and all private events, contact Accurate Talent Management at accuratetalentmanagement.com or call 800-983-2937. Gary Michaels. Come on! Rock on.
Thanks for tuning in to Born to Ride TV, the longest running biker TV show in the world. This week, it's an hour of power. The Cherokee Blue Ridge Run, Choppertown, Dave Periwitz, Josh Benedetto, Flash with Bikers Against Bullies, Chris from Low Road Motor Co., Evil Knievel, and so much more. Do you know Makoto Endo? Check out his unbelievable art and tribute all here right now on Born to Ride.
Evel Knievel, sold separately or with the Evel Knievel Stunt Cycle from Ideal.
Hi, this is Evel Knievel, and you're watching Born to Ride.
Hey, man, am I driving okay?
I think we're parked, man.
Hey, man, I think we're in Choppertown.
Choppertown.
Oh, Choppertown.
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 Josh Debenedetto. I own JD Motorcycle Repair. We're out of Greenville, South Carolina, and excited to be an invited builder here to the show and having a great time. Yeah, man, this is actually my very first Harley that I got when I was 19 years old. I used to have a 77 shovel head motor in it, and I rode that every day for about 5 years. It's my only transportation, and then recently scored an Evo motor and put that in there and just been riding the heck out of it. Yeah, so it's a Paco frame, hardtail, just, you know, typical peanut tank on there. Handmade, recently got into blacksmithing, handmade a sissy bar forward and jockey shift and open belt 4-speed ratchet top, and yeah, just a glorified bicycle, 70 style is, you know, kind of the bikes that I'm into. The paint, this is done by Charlie Tire out of Greenville, South Carolina, and yeah, just went 70 style with it, added a lot of flake and did some lace paint on it, and turned out good.
What inspires you to build?
Man, it's something I guess that's really been in my blood since I was a kid, man. My dad used to ride me around on his Harley when I was 3 years old, and he built bikes growing up, and a lot of guys I watch, it's, you know, Jesse James, love all the David Mann paintings and, you know, all the chopper style bikes on that, and, you know, anything to do with just hand making and old school and working with your hands.
Tell me about your shop.
It's man, it's in a old building that used to be part of Camp Sevier. They built tanks in there in World War II. And it's about 6,500 square feet, and, you know, I just work on all makes and models from Harleys to metric bikes. Been a one-man show for a little over 3 years and loving it.
Like, what do you feel when you ride this thing down the road? What's in your mind?
Craziness with it being a rigid frame and jockey shift, and I've raced motocross for 10 years, so I feel like I'm out on a track riding this thing. Especially in South Carolina, the roads are so bad. You're just catching air everywhere and getting sideways, and yeah, man, get out there and ride. Live your life. It's too short, so enjoy it while you can. Man, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. It's JD Motorcycle Repair. We're also on Google, and yeah, give us a follow and see what kind of work we do.
It's a 2003 Harley-Davidson 100th anniversary, and I'm a 28-year veteran of the fire service, and what I did, I made this bike to commemorate the 9/11 attacks and the 343 firefighters that were killed during 9/11. So I built this bike to look like a fire truck, and as a firefighter, we're all a close-knit family. And when I saw those towers fall, it really broke my heart because I knew where the firefighters would have been. They would have been in them. They would have been inside the building, inside the stairwells, trying to get people out. So, like I said, I built this as a tribute to them, but also to all first responders. Like I said, if you look at the bike, you know, it's got, on the dashboard, it's got all the firefighters that were killed during 9/11 at the World Trade Center. It's got a clock that stopped at 9:46. That's when the first plane hit the tower. And like I said, I built it sort of as a tribute, you know, to the people who died during 9/11. Makoto, he's a good painter and he paints with chopsticks and ink. But you know, it's more than that. You know, he was there. He told me personally he saw the second plane go in the tower. You know, and it's people like that that I talk to that they've got stories. Well, he puts an extra effort into this bike or this picture because it's coming from his heart. You know, I look at him, he'll come down and put a little bit of ink on it and then he'll sit back and think about it, and he's putting his effort into it. It's sort of like his therapy, you have to get over 9/11.
What do you have to say to America right now and on this day? You know, they shouldn't forget.
Yep. Never forget. Never forget. Look, FDNY, never forget.
So there it is, man. What do you really got to say now when you see it?
You did an awesome job on it. It's hard to look at it and not get choked up. But I did it for the firefighters that died, all first responders out there.
Great work.
Thank you.
And you were at 911. You saw the planes.
Well, I saw second one from my home because I live in Brooklyn. Still I live in Brooklyn. Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah, I remember many firefighters towards the World Trade Center. Many firefighters. When I was on the subway, many the big fire car went to the firefighter. No, World Trade Center, and some of them didn't come back.
Yeah, you're unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable, your work. It has a lot of passion, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of passion. What inspires you?
This one, you know, I use, you know, those ink splash because I try to paint the sound of the motorcycle engine. That's why. Yeah, that's why I use ink. That's why I use a chopstick. I try to make the motorcycle alive, real.
So yo guys, we're in Cherokee, North Carolina right now. We are pulling into town. We're fixing to pull up to the track right now. What's up, Misfits? We're actually out here in Cherokee, North Carolina doing a little flat track racing with Born to Ride magazine. Big shout out, guys. Don't forget, tune in to go watch us, the Misfits, on Born to Ride TV. What's going on, guys? So we are out here in Cherokee, North Carolina right now, right here at the fairgrounds. They have built us a wonderful track out here to come out here and race on. Big shout out to Born to Ride magazine, Ron Giletti, for having us out here, come out here and hooking us up. So anyways, guys, y'all gonna see some cool racing today.
Everything okay? I think we're parked, man.
Hey, man. I think we're in Choppertown.
Choppertown. Oh, Choppertown. Choppertown. Choppertown.
Born to Ride is brought to you in part by 866 Law Friend. Ride safe, ride smart. Offices in Palm Harbor.
It's a 1980 Shovelhead. I've been wanting to build a bike from scratch for a long time, so I started this. I actually started with a tank that's not the same tank. Long story short, I had to switch them out, but I built every single piece of this. Every nut, bolt was brand new or redone, and I built a swing arm bike because everybody builds hardtails, and I wanted to prove we could build a really killer traditional chopper swing arm bike. And it's, I mean, I don't know how to even say it. It's literally everything I've ever wanted in a bike. My buddy built these bars, and they were on his wall, and we're gonna go in the scrap heap, and they were really wide and weird. And I was like, no, those bars are killer. And I've had these bars for like 3 years, and when I was building this bike, it's funny, so much of this bike actually fits this bars. Nobody knows this, but that swing arm is the same, the sissy bar is the same geometry as the bars and stuff, and we just wound up pulling it. That was one of the main aesthetic pieces about the bike that we wound up doing. I narrowed them, obviously, a lot, and they're either you love them or hate them. A lot of people hate them, but I love them. Joel845 on Instagram, he did the tank. I wound up getting the tank And then that kind of set off, that was the final piece that really set off the rest of the build. And then a buddy of mine matched the fender, painter Mike, Lewis Rod Customs in Atlanta. He matched the fender to the bike, and then we just went ham after that.
It's really cool.
Yeah, so it's a 98-inch stroker shovel. Pretty mild build except for about the displacement. It's got a Baker N1 transmission, so neutral all the way forward because it's foot clutch, hand shift. Custom gearing. It's kick only, obviously, magneto-fired bike. Real simple, but yeah, kind of. At the end of the day, I wanted it to be a shovel head. It's a swing arm shovel head, but it's kind of as far as you can take it still being a swing arm. I've ridden it a bunch. I actually blew it up the first ride I took it on because I spun the oil filter off and nobody noticed that I was spewing oil all over the place. So it's got a brand new top end on it now, so it's ready to put some miles on it. I spent 2 years designing it in my brain before we started assembly. So before we even started any fabrication or anything, I was like building it in my brain for over 2 years, collecting parts. Yeah, this is literally everything I've ever wanted in a motorcycle. So yeah, it feels killer. It's rad. I've never liked a motorcycle more than I like this one. It's funny because it's gotten really a ton of play like on social media, like a lot of like larger chopper pages have like reshared it and that kind of stuff, which is it's really surreal. We shot it for Chop Cold, we shot it for Cycle Source, and it's like I'm just me, you know what I mean? Like, and so it's super surreal, and I'm stoked because people like dig it. Again, it's not a hardtail, right? It's been chopped more than a lot of hardtails, but it's not a hardtail. It's still a shovel head, still a swing arm, you know, like just shovel head swing arm shovel head. And but I dig that people see what I was going for. You know what I mean? So
it's kind of old school and new school together.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's something that you created, man, and you've always said you always were looking for this in your brain for how many years?
I've been building it for almost 4 years now.
So you're looking at it right now, man. I mean, what is it? What do you feel like?
It's killer. It's killer. Yeah, it's the thing. It's all the things. So
do you know that Dave Nichols is our editor from Easy Riders? He's the editor of Born to Ride as well.
Okay.
And now they're bringing back Easy Riders 23 years later.
I saw the classic Easy Riders.
So there's going to be a photographer here, and out of these bikes in this room, they're going to pick a bike to put in Easy Riders.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
You know what? You never know, right?
That would be ridiculous.
So I mean, they're gonna be shooting it regardless. They're gonna do a big feature on the whole thing, but one person is gonna get the feature in Easy Riders.
Yeah, that would be bananas. I talked to my buddy that helped me do the fabrication. I'm a shitty fabricator. We've been friends for almost 30 years, so we speak the same language. So he helped me like do a lot of the welding and fabrication on here because I'm a design guy, not a fabricator. And I told him that, and he's like, about crapped his pants. We're like, what?
So you never know.
Never know. So a lot of people talk about these bars are too narrow and like it's unrideable and all that, but the rake and trail, the steering geometry is like set up purposeful. Even though they're very narrow, we're directly accessing or applying the leverage on the axle, and this is like 10 and 2 on a car steering wheel for me. It's super easy to turn. Way easier to ride than it looks. So we spent a lot of time figuring it out, and it's killer, and it looks rad. Well, it's a love it or hate it. I love it. A lot of people hate them. I love them. Chris Wilson, Low Road Motor Company is my shop. I work with my buddy Dusty. That's his bike over there, and it's Praise the Low Road RD on Instagram.
And where are you located?
Atlanta, Georgia. Chris Wilson, Low Road Motor Company. We'll be right back with Born to Ride TV.
That's right, you just read it on that logo, Bikers Against Bullies. And this is Flash, and Flash is going to tell you about Bikers Against Bullies and why it's so important. Let's go, Flash.
You know what, the great thing about this is, first of all, hey, thanks for having us here in Cherokee, North Carolina. This is going to be a beautiful day. I want to introduce Gonzo here, Gonzo Lewis. He's the guy who runs the Carolinas. We've got 27,000 riders across America, and what we do is we're just men and women that pay it forward. You know, we started out simply as an anti-bullying campaign, but what does that mean, right? What does that mean? Don't be a bully, don't be a bully, don't be a bully. Come on, even I'm sick of hearing that, right? So what we found, what really works well is empowerment, right?
Empowerment, making better choices,
Absolutely. If we can get kids to make better choices, they cease to be victims. If we can get kids to make better choices, they cease to be bullies. And that's all about empowerment. How do you make a better choice? Empower it. So we're here. Gonzo came all the way. How long did you guys ride your bikes?
6 hours.
6 hours through rain and wind and thunder and hurricane.
It was awesome. It was great.
But we have got a great crew out of Bikers Against Bullies Beaufort. And what we're doing here today, we're putting on a ride. Dave Periwitz is the Grand Marshal. Mark from the Cherokee Rally here, Blue Ridge Run, he called me up because of Dave Periwitz and said, I hear you guys are the guys who know how to put on a ride. So we're putting on a ride. And all the money is going to be spent here. All of the money, every dime. There are no expenses taken out of this ride. So everything goes back to the youth here in Cherokee, which is what we do, right?
That's right, period. It should all stay local. Every run, everything should stay local. That's the way I feel about it anyway. So.
And what are some of the things you do? Education, awareness? How do you turn kids around?
I mean, we go in and we give them the information. Flash has said many, many times, you can give information, but you've got to live by what you preach. I mean, we use the slogan a lot, don't eat the chocolate cake, don't eat the chocolate cake. Use your better choice. I mean, if you're a parent and you have a kid that's got the chocolate cake in the house and you turn your back, what are they going to do? What are you going to do if I leave you alone with the chocolate cake?
I'm going to eat the chocolate cake.
You're going to eat the chocolate cake.
But we're going to share the chocolate cake.
Okay, that way we don't get in trouble.
I know I would eat the chocolate cake. How important is this ride today at Cherokee at the Blue Ridge Run? I mean, this is the first time here for it, guys, and it's really making a mark.
I think it's more important to us than it is to Cherokee, and the reason is we're hoping we can make enough of a dent that this becomes a legacy event. We want to come back every year. We want this to be big. We want this to be hundreds of motorcycles someday. And you know what? We have come from Florida. Corey Souza and his crew, Dave Periwitz, of course, the King of Flames is here. He teamed up with us to be the Grand Marshal. How cool is that? We have got Dream Rides. We've got Tobacco Road Harley Davidson, Mark Hendricks. And these guys, Mark Hendricks came 5-6 hours. He owns a Harley dealership called Tobacco Road. Just to be a part, he has a custom painted piece for us. A beautiful piece of art.
You came from Montana.
I came from Montana. So you know what? The most important thing about here right now is to make this a legacy ride. Don't come in, do your damage, and leave. Make a difference, and that's what we're here to do.
All right, and I liked how you opened it up by saying pay it forward, and that's what we need to do, folks. Because the Cherokee Indians right here in this tribe, they love to take care of their children, their youth, and help them and to have a great future. Stay tuned, we got more coming up because we have to talk to the Grand Marshal, and we're going to find out here what this is all about. It's a surprise. Stay tuned. We're coming back. We'll find that out. Hold on.
Have a safe ride.
So with that being said, let's mount up, let's blow some shit up, and put a smile on our face.
Brian Bomershiem, and I'm with Hooked Up Customs Garage, whatever.
And where are you guys at?
We're out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. First off, I got a 78 XS650 Yamaha, kind of a biker, dirt bike bobber kind of style. Got 06, used to be rubber mounted Evo Sporty here, hardtailed out, all custom painted. Jockey shift, foot clutch, spool wheels. Most of my bikes have them. Then I got a 93 Evo also with same pretty good motor put in it, and all custom work myself. But
this bike has a name. What's the name of that bike?
Oh, that's Eileen. Eileen, she leans pretty well. But I mean, we ride these bikes hard and long times, and usually the wife is on it with me all the time. We recently had a baby, and so she's not with me today, so I wish she was, obviously. And she's kind of like my co-partner in crime here. So, but I mean, it's a good time. It's a hobby of mine. It's not a main income, but I love doing it. And, man, I just can't wait for next year. My Instagram with @fuckedup_garage. So I know it's an odd name, but I mean it gets a couple laughs, But living in Chattanooga, right in the middle of the Baptist Belt, it kind of I got to pronounce it different ways,
How's the Canadian way?
Fook doop. Yeah.
I love it. All right, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Jeremy Brer. I own Fidelis Automotive, located in Valrico, Florida. We specialize in American and Japanese. European, I can get through them, we can get by them, but my main focus and specialized skill set is Toyota, Lexus, Acura, Honda, and all the Americans, Ford, Chevy. I started the repair shop back in 2012, formerly Fidelis Automotive Services of Tampa. I ran it from 2012 to 2015. This I did after I got out of the Marine Corps. I served from 2007 and 2011, Afghan campaign in Marj, Afghanistan. Now I work on everything from your sports car all the way out to your lifted trucks.
Are you on Medicare or know someone who is? James Irwin, Certified Senior Advisor, is a name you can trust. Avoid being victimized by false Medicare scams and TV commercials. James offers expert advice on Medicare, life insurance, and wealth preservation with thousands of satisfied clients. Call now. Do something you will be thankful for. His service is free of charge with no obligation or judgment. Go to healthinsurance65.com for more information. Are you on Medicare or know someone who is? Call James, 833-467-2865.
Hi, I'm Evel Knievel, and I'm here sitting on my new California motorcycle, limited edition signature series, motorcycle 1 of 500. Behind me is the rocket that I tried to jump the Snake River Canyon in, and the XR 750 that I set several world records with, and a statue that was given to me by Taft Broadcasting at Kings Island, where I jumped 15 Greyhound buses. I have one motorcycle that I've donated or displayed at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C. This is the other 750 that I have. It's going in my new restaurant, and of course the SkyCycle X2 that I tried to jump the canyon with. Remember, watch Born to Ride.
Okay, we're back with more information about Bikers Against Bullies. And Flash, you led us in a little bit to tell us about who the Grand Marshal is going to be today. And I think he's sitting right here. The what? The King of what?
The King of Flames right here, baby, Mr. Dave Periwitz.
All right, the King of Flames, and couldn't hash it up any better. But Flash started the interview, Dave, was saying that you're a group of guys that like to pay it forward. And you've been out in Sturgis, now you're here in Cherokee. Paying it forward seems to be like an everyday thing with you. You're a great guy, and to do that for these charities and these needs.
Well, you know, it's something that we can do. You know, it's not real difficult. We have the means. We have the group of bikers that are always generous, and it's really not hard, you know, and why not? You know, if we can help people out, especially people that are really in need, and especially kids, we're glad to do it.
And this is Bikers Against Bullies. I mean, this is everything you guys are doing here today with this ride is going right back to the local community here, to the Cherokee Reservation.
Yeah, you know, I talked to the chief earlier, and he gave us a lot of input as to who would need help the most within the tribe as far as the kids go, and we're working on that.
You know, the chief was born and raised here, and he's a biker, and I'm sure he's going to lay out some beautiful roads for you guys to take this ride today to raise this awareness.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm anxious to go on the ride, as all of us are. And this is, I've ridden bikes all over the country, and this is probably one of the very nicest places in the country to ride.
And you're the Grand Marshal today, so you're going to lead it all. Flash, who else do we have with us today riding?
You know, we've got actually Corey Souza from Florida, Corey Souza Originals. We've got our friend Mark Hendricks over here as well. And Mark is the owner of Tobacco Road Harley Davidson in Raleigh, so he's a Carolinian as well. And, you know, and dude, you've come here 5-6 hours to be a part of this. Now he's holding, you know, but this goes farther, doesn't it? I'm holding this piece. Have a look at this primary cover here. This is from a Panhead, right, Dave?
Yeah, this is actually Paco is one of my sponsors. They help us out with all the paint shows and everything, which we'll be doing the paint show tomorrow here. And so this is one of Paco's primary covers that, you know, we've made into a little trophy. And, you know, whoever steps up and wants to bid on this, you know, they can hang it on their wall. It'd be kind of a, you know, a memory from Cherokee.
And you know, and the cool thing is this is a one-off Dave Periwitz that somebody's going to get today. Mark over there, he's holding something that came all the way from Idaho Falls. That skate deck came from James Patience from Ground Zero Customs. We call him Snacks. He's one of the core members of National Bikers Against Bullies as well, and he is just a great guy. So you know what? People are coming around. Dave talked to Mark, the owner of the administrator of the rally, and Mark was kind of like, I think this is the way it went anyways, like, Dave, you know, been thinking about doing a ride, and Dave says, I know the guys who can put on a ride. Yeah. And one thing leads to another, you know, and Dave has brought in Bikers Against Bullies to be, you know, the administrator of this ride, and he's agreed to be, you know, he's always agreeing to do things when you're paying it forward, and we're just all lucky, you know, so...
And Mark from Tobacco Road Harley Davidson in the house. Thank you for coming in and joining this ride.
Of course, my pleasure. I mean, it's a lot of fun to do these things, especially when the only thing a lot of folks on the ride have in common is the motorcycles. And so I love that it brings together all these different walks of life. And of course, the cause is awesome. You know, my daughter had a small run when she was in junior high, getting bullied actually, and so it's a little bit near and dear to my heart that there's actually associations out there right now helping those kids, because I remember how hard it was as a parent to work my way through that, and so it's a little near and dear to my heart. So I'm super excited to be here.
That's very meaningful, and that does bring it all full circle here. So. You're part of the hamsters as well. I see you got a lot of support from the hamsters here today on the ride. Great job, guys. Like you said, paying it forward. What a great thing to do.
Yeah, this event is becoming bigger and bigger each year, and you know, more and more of the hamsters are becoming aware of it, and you know, it's going to get bigger. And next year we're gonna come here and we're gonna bring a lot more people and raise more money, and we're gonna have fun.
That's right, because we're going to show all the people the roads that you could ride here in Cherokee, the great time you can have at the rally, and all the things you can do with this BAB, Bikers Against Bullies, and what you can do to fight back and help everyone out. Stay tuned. We got it all coming up here at Born to Ride.
Antique Mall's 3 amazing locations in Florida to find your treasures: Vero Beach, Eustis, Wildwood. More than just antiques, tons of rare collectibles, toys, books, vintage furniture, records, jewelry, and so much more. Open 7 days a week. Great staff, clean and air conditioned. A great shopping pleasure for the whole family. Put it on your bucket list because it's a must-see at these 3 locations. For more information, wildwoodantiquemalls.com.
Seattle Engraving Center, the masters of gun customization, featuring incredible detailed engraving, 24-karat gold plating, diamonds, gems, murals, amazing gold accents, first-class quality, 100% satisfaction. More bang for your buck from their showroom. Raise money for your charity with a one-of-a-kind prize. Seattle Engraving. You dream it, they will create it.
Is your business becoming invisible? Create a great advertising relationship today with Born to Ride.
Born to Ride.